there was actually a topic brought up in Reddit. There's this chart of different games that I'll put here on the screen. If you're watching on the video, and if you're listening to the podcast, hey man, it'd be like that sometimes. But I'll probably actually put the link of the Reddit thread like in the description of the podcast, so you'll know what we're referring to. But they actually had this game to where there's different games of that cost different prices, ranging from $1 to $6. You only have $10 to spend, and it's a range of older games to newer games. You have to choose which games that you want to spend your money on to either bring them back into resurgence, to be in newer consoles today and have better netcode, or just take the games that are out now and just make them have better netcode. So we're gonna play this game, starting with the Super Saiyan himself, Mr. Gaming Love. So go ahead, man.
So, looking at this list, I got $10 to spend, right? Well, I see one game that I'm not even gonna give mention to. You know, so I'm gonna start with the $1 list. Power Stone definitely. If I can have that on a newer system, give it to me. I'm sure everybody wants that. JoJo, my favorite anime. I desperately want a new fighting game for JoJo. So if I can get that game come back online, newer system, that would be awesome. So that's $2. Also, I think it's Sengoku Deki. I forgot this game's name, but the character in Under Night, Akatsuki, this is the game he's actually originally from. Yeah. I actually went and looked up some gameplay of the game. It actually looks fire. Looks really, the characters are dope in this game. The art, so I'm like, yo, if I could, I never played it, but I'm like, I really want to play this. If I could get this like redone, this would look awesome. So that's $3. So let's see here.
Some of your money in the poverty box, huh?
Hey man, those some solid games, man. Hey, let's see. $2, man. I might get skip over that list. MvC2, obviously. So that's $6. I gotta bring that back. So I got $4 left. Man.
You got how much? Wait, you spent $3 in the $1 section and then one on a $3 game. So you spent $6. You got 4 left.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Man. I'm gonna hold on, wait. Time out.
You going to rethink his whole answer?
Time out.
Quick maths.
So we're gonna scratch it. I'm starting over. $1, I'm taking JoJo. I'm taking JoJo. $3, I'm taking Marvel 2. That's 4. I got 6 left to work with. KOF 13 and 5. And then Power Stone. Yeah. So I'm taking Power Stone, JoJo out of 1, Marvel 2 out of 3, and I'm taking KOF 13 from 5. That's my list.
I was wondering what you was gonna do with KOF 13, man.
Yeah, if I could get that game with better netcode, man, I probably wouldn't buy 15.
Wow.
That is crazy.
Sounds like a logical answer to me, man.
Now, which JoJo is this? Is this Eyes of Heaven or All-Star Battle?
No, that's the original game.
Oh, that's the original game?
Like the Capcom one?
Mm-hmm. And it's gotta
wait, Capcom, or is it who was it Arxis that made the
no, 2D it was Capcom.
Game? It was Capcom. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Arxis made a JoJo game too, didn't they?
Nah. They need to.
I might be thinking of something else. Never mind. No, Arxis made the Fist of the North Star game, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what it is. Okay. Never mind. Continue.
For me, I don't know, man. I've been thinking about this for a little bit. I think, like, first off, of course, I'll probably say Soul Calibur 6 would be one of them. I'll probably say Soul Calibur 6. Capcom versus SNK2, I think, would be kind of nice to have come back with like with uh with like rollback netcode and stuff like that to have a resurgence. Yeah, I think that would be really great. So that's 4. I would say from the $3 pile, I would say Persona 4 Ultimax, because that game was really cool and like a lot of people didn't get to play it. And then I think let's see.
Hey, you only have $1 left, right?
Huh? What do you mean?
You don't have it. What games did you choose? You chose CVS. You chose CVS2.
Yeah, Capcom versus SNK2, Soul Calibur 6.
All right, so that's
and
$6 left.
4.
And then you chose, what was the other game?
Persona 4. Yeah, Persona 4 Ultimax.
Oh, okay, so you got
$3 left.
$3 left. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah. So then I'll probably say like yeah, I would probably say like the last two I'd probably say would be the King of Fighters 14 and the JoJo game. Like the JoJo game was actually pretty cool. I played it like a few years ago for the first time, and yeah, especially like there's some of the characters in there like Kakyoin were really cool. I think the one character I really liked was Chaka, which was for those of you who don't know, Chaka is a character in the game where he I think like he has like a mechanic where if you do certain moves and he counters them, then he quote unquote remembers them, so they're I think either less effective or whatever later on in the fight. It's actually pretty cool. Then of course Kakyoin was the trap character, so he had like the kind of like a Testament and Guilty Gear, where he kind of like leaves like invisible traps all over the screen. But the thing is that you could actually, as long as you were holding the button, you know, it would stay there. So you could either like spring the trap early or whatever, like, or get rid of it. It was actually, you know, it was a pretty cool game. Capcom versus SNK2. I mean, it's Capcom versus SNK2. What more do I need to say? Let's see. King of Fighters 14. I liked King of Fighters 14 a lot. I feel like it really didn't get the attention that it deserved. I feel like that's kind of like, I don't know what gravitates me towards these games that don't get any attention, but like, yeah, King of Fighters 14 I thought was really cool. They had a decent amount of characters that they added to the roster. They had the match system, and if they were to get a resurgence and the right kind of netcode, I think it could do a lot better than it did when like it first came out. Persona 4 Ultimax, that game was really cool. That was a game that I bought actually on release, and I had a lot of fun with it. I think they added a few characters. They added Yukari, they added Junpei, they added Marie, who I don't care about, and they added Adachi, who I was really hoping that they would add like him, like he's one of my favorite characters. Adachi, like Akihiko. I thought Ken, like grown up Ken, was really cool. Ken Amada. Let's see, and yeah, and Soul Calibur 6, because Soul Calibur 6, man, like Soul Calibur, once again, Soul Calibur 6 really didn't get the kind of attention it deserved, and it's still kind of in that position right now. So for it to get a resurgence, and the netcode sometimes can be a little spotty. So for it to get like rollback, you know, I guess like would number one, just by people hearing it had rollback, like people would probably gravitate towards it. And number two, having better netcode in general would, you know, just make the overall experience playing online better than it is right now, you know, on because the way that they have like their whole delay based thing it's sometimes it's okay, sometimes it's cool, but sometimes it's absolutely abysmal, man. I mean, it's almost a shame that like the way that the connections go in that game sometimes. So yeah, I would say, yeah, those would be my choices. The JoJo game, Capcom versus SNK2, King of Fighters 14, and Soul Calibur 6 and Persona 4 Ultimax.
Y'all getting a lot of games out there, $10.
I just want to say real quick, who put Grand Blue at $6?
Yeah, I don't know about that, man. Like that's kind of expensive for. I mean, not to say Grand Blue isn't a bad like a game that isn't worth anything, but it's like that's pretty much like the highest tier. Why is it all the way up there, man? Like I think
somebody who's a Grand Blue fan.
I think probably because out of like a lot of the games here, it's the newest. So I think that's probably the reason why.
Tekken 7 is and Guilty Gear is in the $4.
No, but I'm saying Grand Blue is newer than all these games.
I'm saying they got Melee up there though.
Melee is. I mean, whoever came up with this list, I don't know their logic behind it, but I would think that's the reason why it's probably up there. Is
yeah, that's what I thought.
Out of all these games, yeah, it's the latest game to come out of everything here. It's the game that came out in 2020. All these other games are like at least 2 or 3 years old, at least. But
like Dragon Ball is recent, and then you go to MvC2 and Melee, they're kind of like known as like, God tier of respectively.
For some reason.
Yeah. So my list would be my list is going to be unconventional, just because I don't really care as much about bringing back a lot of these classic games. I'd rather honestly have new entries. So I don't care as much about bringing back like Capcom versus SNK2 because I'd rather have CVS 3.
Cut his mic.
But that aside, and plus some of the games they have up here, like they have the wrong version of Marvel versus Capcom 3. That's vanilla Marvel. I don't want that back.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm like,
that's what I noticed. It's like that's vanilla Marvel. That's not Ultimate. So why would I pay $6 for this one? I'm going to assume they just when they have that up there, they mean just Marvel 3 in general, like Ultimate included. But I'm just going to take it at face value. And for me personally, I mean, Marvel 3, you can technically play that via Parsec on PC. So it's not really, you have people that you can play with. I'm kind of looking at this more like a logical standpoint. It's also biased on my part. But for me, my answer is actually pretty straightforward. I actually would pick Grand Blue. And I'll tell you why. I really like Grand Blue. Like, I think Grand Blue, unfortunately, was like probably the biggest victim of the pandemic because of its netcode. And it's one of the games that kind of brought up the whole rollback discussion, or like just better online period. Because once we were confined to just playing online, if your online wasn't good, guess what? Your game's not going to be played. So I as much as I liked Grand Blue, a lot of people just dismissed it, not only because of price, like that's Cygame's fault. That's a whole other issue. Not enough sales and everything, but also the netcode not being good. That's the reason why a lot of people just slept on it. So I would love to see Grand Blue get a resurgence if it had rollback. And with that, that's $6. And so for $4, my other answer is actually going to be Under Night In-Birth. And that's because I think Under Night is an amazing game. And if it had good online, I think a lot more people would play it. And as I've gotten more into like anime fighters over the years, I just have a greater appreciation for them. So I would just love it if Under Night got a resurgence from having really good netcode. And I think both it and Grand Blue, especially Under Night has been on sale plenty of times. So people would definitely pick that up if it had good online. Grand Blue, it needs a better sale than what it has. Like it went on sale on PSN like maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago or so. And it was like 40% off. And it's like, that's still not enough, especially since you have to buy like the season passes and everything. It's like this game the base game needs to be $20, and the season passes, at least season 1, they need to cut that in half because you still have to pay like $30 some odd for season 2. So it's like, come on, Cygames, go give this game a sale. You're screwing up. So long story short, for me, Grand Blue and Under Night, just because I really like those games and I think they would benefit from getting better online. A lot of these other games, they still have strong communities even without good online. Marvel 2, I would love. I mean, we have the whole free MvC2 thing going on right now, and I would definitely love to see it come back because it deserves to come back. But I mean, that's on Disney and Marvel Marvel and more so on Marvel than it is Capcom at this point. A lot of these other games like Street Fighter 5 is like there's no point for me to bring that back because I mean Street Fighter 6 is on the way. Smash, I mean that has a big enough community. It doesn't need better online. I mean people are gonna play it, but just because it's Smash. Fighters, it'd be nice if it had better online. I don't really play fighters like that. That game is just way too chaotic for me, but it'd be nice if it did have better online. But yeah, just with the $10 I have, I'll go with Grand Blue and Under Night. Those are going to be my picks.